Dude, this all comes down to your depth. And by the way, we're going to hit on that here in a minute. Your depth and on both sides. As a matter of fact, I'll go there now. I don't really think you're deep on your O line or in your D line. I don't think you're deep. And this is where you really have been great the last few years. I think since Nick's time here, this will be the least uh, depth talented roster you have. You still got good frontline guys, but you don't have the depth that you once had. That's the price of success, though, too. And your famous line that you always give me, you can't pay everybody. Well, if you think about it, if Josh Sweat and Milton Williams are here, Mauro Jomo is still your backup defensive end. That's what it was like years ago when you didn't have free agency. Okay, see this guy here? D-line? Yeah, you think you're deep on D-line. Here, folks, this guy thinks he's deep on D-line with the Eagles. I'm sorry. I'll read your D-line depth. Here's your backup D-line depth. He thinks you're deep at it, okay? Brian Young, Ty Robinson, and Gabe Hall. Defensive ends, and I'm going with 34. Carter, Davis, and Mauro Jomo. Here are your backups. Brian Young, Ty Robinson, and Gabe Hall. Those are your backups. You can figure out whatever you think that is when it comes to being deep. Why? That's what won you the Super Bowl in 24 was your depth. Yeah, you tell me your big guys up front, you're deep. Who? Ty Robinson? This guy hasn't even shown he can play in the league yet. Brian Young? Not awful. Gabe Hall. That's your backups right now. And here's your backups in O-line. Holland Pierce, Drew Kendall, Micah Morris, a rookie and Markel Bell, Miles Hinton, Willie Lampkin. None of those guys played last year. That's not depth. Didn't you say we had no linebackers when we had Bond and Dean? How about this? You tell me if you think you're deep. If you think you're deep, have at it. Thanksgiving's going to be fun. What the Eagles' record in Dallas last 8 games? 1-7. The only win versus Cooper Rush. Elite. Let's see here. When talking heads cry about depth, that usually means you're a contender. I've never heard that before. Like, I've never heard that. Our D-line is very deep, okay? This is what he says their D-line is. Brian Young, Ty Robinson, and Gabe Hall. If you think that's deep, that's fine. That's your opinion. Ty Robinson couldn't see the field last year. Gabe Hall was cut, I think, once or twice. And Brian Young was okay. If you think that's deep, have at it. We are deep with young O-linemen. All we need is for 2 to hit, Sills. I'm sure Chris Cooper will pull that out of him. %70 of the NFL doesn't even have a proper number 1 DT. What are you talking about? What did I just say? I just said, if you don't have Jalen Carter playing well again, and there's nobody to spell him, and he happens to miss games, you don't have anybody to replace him. You don't even have anybody capable of playing decent ball as of right now. Who? Brian Young? Not a bad ball player. That's quite a drop-off. Right? Let's see here. So according to this guy, you need No, you don't need any Pro Bowlers. Okay? You had one Pro Bowler when you won a Super Bowl. You need competent players. Oren Burks, Isaiah Rodgers, guys like that to come in and help you play ball. No, not saying that at all. Get this. Don't be mad because I read you the names. If Jalen Carter doesn't come back to form, I know many of you think he is. Here's your starting guys. Very good. Carter, Davis, Ajomo. Well, your backups to those guys are Ty Robinson, Brian Young, and Gabe Hall. Don't get mad at me for who you have. Okay. If you can't understand what we're saying, sorry, dude. Didn't mean for you to get lost. When you have really good starters, it's hard to have a lot of depth. Okay, well, let's take a look at this. Let's go back here. When you're really good. Well, who says you're really good? Let's see here. 2024. Let me go to 2024 roster here. So let's go over here. 2024 Eagles depth chart. Let's take a look at that. Here you go. So here's your defense. Here was your defense in 24. Your interior guys. You had Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Milton Williams. Your interior guys were Moro Ojomo and Thomas Booker. Those were your backups. You think you're better today? Or were you better then? What do you think? You think you're better today than you were then? You had Thomas Booker and Moro Ojomo in 2024 as your backups. Now you have Ty Robinson and you have someone else. This offensive line is closer to needing a rebuild than people realize. A lot is only one that is a sure thing for a foreseeable future. Jurgens, Dickerson are huge question marks. Mark's health-wise and Lane old. Yes. Yeah, I mean, here, look. Your roster today. Here's your depth at interior D-line. Brian Young and Ty Robinson. In 2024, when you won a Super Bowl, your backups were Thomas Booker and Moro Ojomo. And you're going to try to tell me you think you're better today? Based on what? Ty Robinson hasn't even stepped on the field yet. I mean, right? Let's see here. Let's see. In 2024, you had 6 Pro Bowlers on defense? You didn't have 6 Pro Bowlers on defense. You had 1. You had 1 all-pro guy on defense. 1 all-pro, and it was Bond. Carter was a Pro Bowler, and yeah, I don't remember any other all-pros. You had 1 all-pro. The fuck you talking? Hey, guy, leave the research to me. Be all right. Brendan, I saw a thing that showed every Eagle opening TD from 2021 to 2025. Got me thinking, who gets the opening TD for us in 26? Ajomo's a starter, Sills. He wasn't in 24. He was your depth. You're missing the point. You were better at front line and back in 24. You were able to sustain injuries. Dude, Ajomo was our third. Correct. You're missing the point. That was your fucking depth piece. What do you think I'm talking about here? In 2024, Thomas Booker and Moro Ajomo were your backup players. Today, Ajomo's a starter, and your backups today are Ty Robinson and who is it? Ty Robinson and Brian Young. You're not as deep. What's hard to follow in on that? Moro Ajomo was a depth piece in 24. How come you can't follow this? I mean, how come you can't follow this? Let's see here.